Hi girls, this is a reading lesson. So today we will try to work with a reading passage and follow the tips that you've heard in the IELTS tutor video for reading. So the first tip that the IELTS tutor suggested using is to look at the title and or subtitles if there are, and have a general idea what the text is about. The title of this article is Architecture Reading for the Sky. It means that the article will be about different styles of architecture, or could be about different styles of architecture. Let's very quickly look through the text and try to pick up some keywords that we can find here. So I can see here such words as modernism. So this is one of the styles. Now we look at the task. The task is to complete the table, and we shouldn't use more than 3 words for each answer. So now we have to study the table. So the first question here is number 29. So we have to find the answer for question 29, and we have to look for building materials. So we study the table and we can see that there is a column for periods. The first period is before 18th century. Style of the period is traditional, and we have to look for building materials that were used in this period. So we come back to the text now, look through the text and scan for 18th century, which is the keyword here. So 18th century is over here at the end of the second paragraph, and what I'm doing now, I'm reading the sentence before and after this keyword. So I'm reading before, but the origins of what is now generally known as modern architecture can be traced back to the social and technological changes of the 18th and 19th century. Instead of using timber, stone and traditional building techniques, architects began to explore ways of creating and so on. So before 18th century, timber and stone were used as traditional building materials. So we come back to the table now, and the answer for this question is timber and stone. But please remember, we are not writing the answer here. We have to write the answer on the answer sheet straight away. So go on. Next question is number 30. Introduction of, and we have to look for the style of period. The period begins in 1920s. So 1920s can be the key word for us. So we come back to the text and we look for 1920s. So we can find it here at the end of the first column. And we are looking for the name of the style. So, and we read this paragraph. By the 1920s, architects throughout Europe were reacting against the conditions created by industrialization. A new style of architecture emerged to reflect more idealistic notions for the future. It was made possible by new materials and construction techniques and was known as modernism. So the answer for question 30 is modernism. Then, next question is 31. Again, we have to look for the style of period. And the key words here again, 1930s, 1950s. I think you understand why I'm choosing 1930s, 1950s as the key words, because it's easier to look for these keywords in text. So we go on working. Right, next paragraph in the second column. By the 1930s, many buildings emerging from this movement were designed in the international style. So 1930s, the name of the style is international style. Let's see whether we are right. Let's look whether geometric forms can be characteristics of this style. We continue reading. This was largely characterized by the bold use of new materials and simple geometric forms. So we are absolutely right. So if we continue, we will use the same approach. We will look for the keywords such as period, or now for question 32 it will be decline of modernism. We will be looking for characteristics. So I will stop now. In this video I just wanted to show you the approach you have to use when you read for the IELTS test. You are not reading for pleasure and you are not reading for interest. You are reading for information you have to find. You are reading in order to answer the questions. That's why you have to read quickly and efficiently.